Imagine this. The biggest football tournament in history is happening right now, on home soil, in front of 90,000 screaming fans, and the secret weapon of the USA team is not a new striker, not a tactical genius. It is a tiny ring on their finger and the way they sleep. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the real sleep science behind the USA's 2026 World Cup squad. And trust me, some of this will genuinely surprise you. 2026 FIFA World Cup is being hosted across 3 countries, USA, Canada, and Mexico. That means America's team is traveling more than any other squad in the tournament. Different cities, different time zones, different hotel beds every single week. And here is the scary part. Science tells us that even one bad night of sleep increases a professional footballer's injury risk by 1.7 times. 1.7 times. So, how does the USMNT fight back against this? Let us find out. Let us start with the most high-tech secret in the USA camp. US Soccer has officially partnered with a company called Oura, and every player on the USMNT wears an Oura Ring, a small smart ring on their finger. Now, this is not just a fancy fitness tracker. This ring measures how deep their sleep was last night, their heart rate variability, their body temperature, and most importantly, their readiness score. What is a readiness score? It tells the coaches in real time whether a player's body is ready for a hard training session today, or whether pushing them too hard might cause an injury. Think about that. Before a player even walks onto the training pitch, the coaching staff already knows exactly how his body felt last night. And here is the wild part. If the Oura Ring shows a player had poor sleep, he might be held back from that day's full tactical session, not because he is injured, but because his sleep said so. In the world of elite sport in 2026, your ring decides your training load. That is the reality. Now, here is a problem most fans never think about. The 2026 World Cup spans 3 countries. USA plays in Los Angeles, then Seattle, then back to Los Angeles. If they advance, they could travel to New York, Kansas City, Dallas, all within days of each other. Different time zones, different hotel rooms, different beds every 3 days. So, US Soccer gives every player what is called a fly kit. Inside this kit, a special sleep mask that blocks all light, melatonin supplements, the natural sleep hormone, magnesium supplements, which help muscles relax, and most importantly, an app called Time Shifter. Time Shifter is not a normal alarm app. It analyzes each player's personal schedule, their flight times, and their destination time zone, and tells them exactly, sleep now, stay awake now, take melatonin at this exact hour. The goal is simple. By the time the plane lands, the player's body has already started adjusting to the new time zone. No wasted days fighting jet lag, full performance from day one. While the rest of the world is fighting jet lag, USA's players are already asleep on schedule. Now, let us talk about the most incredible sleep story on this entire team. Tim Ream, 38 years old, captain of the USA at the 2026 World Cup. He will be the oldest player in USMNT World Cup history. His secret? He said it himself directly in an interview with Men's Fitness, and I quote, "Sleep is the most important recovery tool I have ever had. At 38, most footballers have long retired." But Ream says, 10 years ago, I could get away with doing a little less off the field and still feel ready. Now, taking care of my body is a full-time commitment. It is everything from sleep and nutrition to recovery work and listening to what my body needs. He also uses red light therapy and pilots, but sleep is the foundation of everything. And here is the result. At 38 years old, he started 9 out of 10 league matches in 2026. He is fitter than players 10 years younger than him. That is what sleep does. Now, here is the most controversial sleep story of the entire tournament build-up. Christian Pulisic, Captain America, the face of US soccer. In the summer of 2025, Pulisic made a decision that shocked the entire country. He refused to play in the 2025 Gold Cup, not because of injury, but because he needed rest. He had played 50 matches for AC Milan that season, over 3,500 minutes on the pitch, plus international duties. Pulisic said, I had to come to the decision to look out for myself for once. It is hard to keep up with playing every single game. You see a ton of injuries. That is what it is. The reaction was massive. Former USMNT legends like Landon Donovan, Alexi Lalas, and Clint Dempsey all publicly criticized him. Fans were furious, but Pulisic and US Soccer stood firm. US Soccer's sporting director said, this is the right moment for him to get the rest he needs to be fully prepared for the World Cup. And now, at the 2026 World Cup, Pulisic came in fresh, healthy, and ready. Sometimes the bravest thing a world-class athlete can do is simply sleep. So why does all of this matter so much? Let us break down the science quickly. When elite footballers sleep, 3 critical things happen. 1. Muscle repair. During deep sleep, the body releases growth hormone. This is what repairs the micro tears in muscle from intense training. No sleep, no repair, higher injury risk. 2. Mental sharpness. Studies show that sleep-deprived athletes make 20% more decision errors in a World Cup match decided by one moment. That 20% could be the difference between scoring and missing. 3. Reaction time. Even one night of poor sleep slows reaction time to the level of being legally drunk. Think about a goalkeeper trying to save a penalty with that reaction time, and the numbers do not lie. Research confirms that athletes sleeping less than 8 hours per night face a 1.7 times higher injury risk. This is why the USMNT takes sleep as seriously as any training session. So next time you watch the USA play at the 2026 World Cup, look at that ring on their finger. Remember Pulisic, who put rest above national pride to be here at his best. Remember Tim Ream, 38 years old, sleeping his way to another World Cup. These are not just footballers. They are scientists of sleep. And the question is, are you sleeping like a world champion? Hit that subscribe button. Because on this channel, we do not just talk about football. We talk about the hidden science that separates the great from the legendary. See you in the next one.